Welcome to The Explainer. I am incredibly excited you're joining me today because we are unlocking something absolutely powerful, our own relationship patterns. Have you ever wondered why certain dynamics just keep popping up in your life? It's almost like you're reading from a script you didn't even write. Well, today we're going to explore how we can actually apply the core, eye-opening concepts of schema therapy to totally reevaluate our daily lives and our relationships. Now, we aren't doing clinical therapy today, right? But we are taking the absolute best insights from this framework so you can start using them literally right now to navigate your own life. So it really all boils down to this. Why do we repeat the exact same painful patterns in our relationships? Why do we find ourselves stuck in the same frustrating arguments, even when we swear, I am never, ever, ever going to do that again? Let's think about a hypothetical couple. We'll call them Sarah and Mark. They love each other deeply, but every single week they have the exact same blowout over doing the dishes. Psychologists have found it is almost never really about who forgot to take out the trash or who left you on read for 2 hours. It's usually about something much, much deeper that operates completely beneath the surface. And the research actually gives us a brilliant metaphor for this. Think about your core beliefs, your emotions, and your attitudes. They're basically a pair of glasses you look through to interpret events and give meaning to the world around you. In psychology, these glasses are called schemas, and they act exactly like tinted lenses that color and honestly sometimes completely distort how we see our reality. They fundamentally shape how Sarah interprets what Mark says or does, and often without her even realizing she has the glasses on in the first place. Section 1. The Blueprint. The Invisible Glasses. Okay, so clinically, these are known as early maladaptive schemas. I know, that is a very dense textbook definition, but let's break that down into everyday terms. These are deep-seated, deeply ingrained patterns of thoughts and feelings that developed during your childhood because certain core emotional needs just weren't met. Let's go back to Sarah for a second. If she had a childhood need for stability that wasn't met, maybe she had a highly unpredictable caregiver, her brain formed a blueprint to survive that specific environment. She might have developed what's called an abandonment schema. As an adult, those are the glasses she wears everywhere she goes. So when Mark is, say, 5 minutes late coming home, her glasses don't show her, oh, he hit traffic. Her glasses show her he is leaving me. It creates this massive, lifelong expectation. And your unique personality and your schemas, they don't just appear out of thin air. They emerge right at the intersection of your natural predisposition, your temperament, and your childhood environment. It's that unique combination of how you are biologically wired and what you experienced early on that basically grinds the specific lenses of your schema glasses. It's nature and nurture coming together to create your personal worldview. To truly understand why this framework is such a game changer, it really helps to compare it to traditional cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. Now, CBT is incredibly effective, absolutely, but it mostly focuses on the present, dealing with surface-level automatic thoughts and managing immediate symptoms. Schema therapy, which was originally developed by Dr. Jeffrey Young, goes much, much deeper into the root system. It's a past-focused, whole-person approach. By understanding these deep-rooted schemas, we get so much better insight into those long-standing, really stubborn relationship issues that surface-level logic just can't seem to fix. It's what helps Sarah finally understand the true why behind the absolute panic she feels when Mark is just a few minutes late. Section 2, the reaction, how we act out. So when a schema gets triggered, we typically fall into one of 3 coping styles to manage the emotional pain. First up is surrender, and this means you just accept the schema as the absolute truth. For Mark, if he has a defectiveness schema, he might just surrender by constantly apologizing and accepting the blame for literally everything, completely convinced he's always in the wrong. Second is avoidance, which is basically dodging the trigger entirely. Sarah might avoid vulnerability, or just run away from a serious conversation the second it gets uncomfortable, just to protect herself from getting hurt. And third is overcompensation. This is fighting the schema by acting in the total opposite extreme. So if someone's schema tells them they are powerless, they might overcompensate by acting overly controlling or aggressive just to guarantee they never ever feel weak again. And the crazy part? We all use these coping styles, often rapidly switching between them during a single argument. Section 3. The state of mind. Shifting emotions. Now, I want to clearly distinguish this for you because it's super important. A schema is a rigid, lifelong trait. Like we said, it's the prescription of the glasses. But a mode? A mode is a temporary state of mind. It's the intense emotional state you flip into when your buttons get pushed. You might suddenly flip into a child mode, reacting with raw vulnerability or intense anger. Or a dysfunctional parent mode might completely take over, filling your head with really critical, demanding, or punishing thoughts toward yourself or your partner. And then, of course, we have those coping modes we just talked about. In that big argument over the dishes, Sarah might rapidly flip between feeling like a hurt, angry child and then abruptly becoming a punitive parent toward Mark. It's a rapid-fire shifting of emotional states. Now, I do want to take a quick, responsible pause right here. True healing of complex trauma or personality disorders, that absolutely requires a trained professional using clinical techniques like limited reparenting. That's where a therapist actually provides a safe, corrective emotional experience to meet those deep, unmet childhood needs. But for our purposes today, we can absolutely use the self-awareness of schemas and modes to dramatically improve our own daily communication, and we can do it without needing a psychology degree. Section 4, the takeaway, taking off the glasses. This is where we actively strengthen what therapists call our healthy adult perspective. This is the functional, grounded part of us that successfully balances our own needs with the needs of our partners. And here is exactly how you can start using this today. Step 1, identify the trigger. Let's say Mark seems super distracted and isn't listening to Sarah. Step 2, recognize your active mode or schema. Sarah can literally stop and ask herself, wait a minute, am I wearing my emotional deprivation glasses right now? Am I flipping into an angry child mode? Step 3, respond from the healthy adult perspective. Instead of overcompensating by starting a massive fight, or avoiding him by giving him the silent treatment, her healthy adult can step back, take a breath, and say, okay, I feel disconnected right now because of my past. But realistically, Mark is just completely exhausted from work. It's all about recognizing you're wearing the glasses so you can consciously take them off and respond maturely instead of just reacting blindly. I want to conclude this explainer by leaving you with a bit of a provocative question to chew on. Which glasses might you be wearing today? Because empowering yourself with this knowledge, it's the absolute best first step to breaking out of those painful, repetitive relationship loops. So take some time today to really reflect on your own patterns. Try to catch yourself the next time your modes get triggered, and just keep leaning into that healthy adult perspective. Thank you so much for exploring this with me today, and keep learning.